Hey folks, David Hubbell here, and it is September 8th, 2024, and it is the kickoff episode for the 2024 fall Mirliton season here in Mobile. Once again, I'm going to try to do a weekly documentation of how my vine's doing. We're going to go look at it and see what it looks like now. It's just, to be honest with you, it doesn't look as good as it has in the past, but it probably actually is a little bit better than last year at this time. So we're going to do that, and every week what I'll try to do is show you the progress, and maybe some of the things you can expect to be seeing with your Mirlitons at this time each year. In addition, I will be looking at this new tool that Dr. Hill was recommending folks get to check their soil. It'll be, I think it's like about 10 inches of depth. Use it as a bore to determine how moist your soil is. If it's real dry, then you know, yeah, you need to be doing a more thorough watering. If it's real wet, then of course that means that you don't need to do any more watering. Let's go check out the vine. Well folks, we're back, and it is September the 8th, 2024. And I'm gonna start off this a new season of the Mirliton weekly series of growing Mirlitons here in South Alabama. Anyway, as you can see, this is the first week. Don't expect to find any flowers yet, but you can see that we've suffered a lot of ravages of heat and excessive rain actually the last few days, but for the most part we have not had a whole lot of rain at all. But other than that, compared to a lot of people's Mirlitons, it's not doing too bad. So let's see what we got here. As you can see, the Mirliton has one of the vines is up on top of the citrus tree back there. I believe I've got 7 vines here still. Here's Old Reliable, the first one that's been here ever since. And you can see, I mean, I got new growth. I've got things doing fairly well. But it has not been without a little suffering from conditions. You see there's a lot of dead foliage. And as I've talked about in videos for the past year, this part of it is a circle of life. These are my Boudreaux Robert vines I've been growing, or Mirlitons I've been growing for 13, 14 years now. So it's been pretty reliable here in my backyard. Once again, those who are new to the videos, I've got like 5 years worth of videos, but just a basic overview. I've got myself a trellis. I've got a nice overhead of a red oak. So in West Mobile, and so it grows north-south. But as you can see, there's some 7 dust on it the other day, because I did notice that I am seeing, looks like caterpillar droppings and some caterpillar damage. And so really what I want to do is, in the years past when I saw that, I had to hit it with some BT. And yesterday, because it was still raining, I just threw a little 7 dust on it in case it would kill whatever's being a pest. So if we look on here on the tips and kind of the I guess the nodes where the leaves are jumping out, you can kind of see maybe the start of maybe some buds. I'm not positive yet. Typically we expect to see buds in the next little week or so. Actually, I think we have typically said the 21st, although some years it's been as early as the first week of September for some folks. But once again, you can see the vines are doing okay considering. They had a lot of dieback here, but it's still alive. Thankfully this morning it was 67 in Mobile, and it's supposed to get up to the mid-80s. So I'm hoping we've passed the stages of hot weather for a while. So the weather prediction for the next week in Mobile is like 30 to 40% rain most days this week. As I've mentioned in videos past, I'm on a slight slope, so I don't usually have a lot of problem with water being retained. A couple things I'm going to try to do in this video is tell you my plan of action for the next week. Mostly what it is I'm going to hit it with some liquid fertilizer, because to me the leaves look a little, not pale, but they could be a little more vibrant. And so I think with all that rain we had Friday night, if I did have any nutrients, it probably kind of did a good washing. So I don't think it would hurt to hit it, especially with more rain coming. So I'm going to do that. I'm not going to worry about removing any of this dead foliage, because quite honestly it's a lot to do, and it gives the new growth something to grow onto. And then maybe I will test out the soil sampler that I bought and see what my soil looks like. So we'll try that in a second. But let's look underneath first. Well, here's a little friend here. Here's our buddy, the Mooch. Mooch is Galoshes' companion. So now we got two Mirliton cats. He does a pretty good job of staying out there on my bench. That's right, I'm talking to you, Mooch. Gave Mooch his name due to the fact that his when he came around originally, he was taking all of our other cat Galoshes' food, and so I called him Little Mooch, and the name stuck. So, and then of course he mooched his way into my daughter's heart. So we got two cats. So one thing that we've been talking about for the last several years with growing these Mirlitons is overwatering. And one of the suggestions Dr. Hill came up with was getting one of these little devices here, this little soil sampler. Basically, when I remove that cap, it is a hollow end and a semi-circular column where you just stick it down. I guess that's about 8 or 10 inches down, and then you'll get it in there, and then you'll be able to pull it out and you'll see what your soil looks like. So I've not used this yet. I got it a couple of months ago, because usually I haven't had a lot of the soil issues that a lot of folks have had, but figured for this first video might as well give it a shot and see what it looks like. So I'll put the camera down and I will sample it and see what we got. So these vines run fairly shallow. So you can see I got a bunch of weeds growing out here. So I'm just going to choose this section. Like you say, you got this here. We'll just see what happens. Okay. Fairly easy. And a lot of it didn't stay in there, so it's not real wet, but it's not real dry either. So that was interesting. I'll try it in some other spots real quick. All right, I'm up underneath the Mirliton man cave. Like I said, there's always a lot of dead growth here, but I'm not too concerned with it yet. Because with the turn in the weather and the rain, I fully expect to see a resurgence in growth. Let's try this here, see if we can do this again. Now this one's got a lot more resistance. And you can see, let's see if you can see it. That's pretty moist. I mean, it's not real wet, but it's not too dry either. I think that's pretty good. So I'm pretty pleased with that. It's not real dry that it just fell out in this case. So what I think I'll do is I'll just keep up, just letting the rain, my usual 3 to 5 days, or in this case, if the weather's dropping, I'll probably just, hopefully the rain will just give it enough water that it needs. So I'm going to go ahead and hit it with a little fertilizer, and we'll see. There you go, folks. There's my Boudreaux Robert vines here in West Mobile. The oldest, like I said, is about 14 years old. The youngest is probably 2 years old. So there's 7 of them in total. If everything comes back with a good resurgence of growth, maybe we'll end up with a good bumper crop this year. I keep my fingers crossed. Like I said, I'm going to go ahead and fertilize it with some liquid fertilizer, maybe even with a flower booster. I'm not sure whether it helps or not. It hasn't hurt in the past, but that's what I'm thinking about doing this year. We're going to do that. Then, as you can tell from our soil samples, the soil drainage and moisture is pretty good. So I'm just going to let the rain continue to do that. And I'm going to leave that dead growth on there just to have something for it to grab on. If you have any questions, please drop them in the comment section below, or send them to me at rpcajun2r@gmail.com. And also check out the mirliton.org website, mirliton.org, and our Facebook page, mirliton.org on Facebook. I think we're up to, I don't know, gosh, 8,000 members? Maybe it's only 5. I don't know, we'll find out. But anyway, if you have any questions, that's the place to source all your hopefully future Mirliton seeds. We don't always have enough for everybody, but we try. And sometimes you got to be willing to either drive or pay extra to get stuff mailed. Not everybody mails it, so you got to be willing to make a little bit of a drive. Anyway, the website is the real source of all the in-depth Mirliton growing information. Facebook page is a good community to exchange where to possibly get Mirlitons that are growing, help you diagnose some of the problems, and maybe just a place for folks to share information. And hopefully maybe this year I'll get around doing some more recipes. So we'll see. So anyway, thanks, and I will check you out next week.